Good morning. Hope you're having the best day ever today. And I hope you're staying cool. Woo. We do have us a warm one today. But I want to get Brooke to help me. And I've been hitting around this and I've kind of talked about it before. But I want to go ahead and get started on something now that's going to eventually be a huge project over time. I'm not going to try to do all this, tackle this all at one time for sure.
Well, good morning, Miss Peaches. Y'all, I'm happy to report that Peaches seems to be much, much better. Yesterday afternoon, as a matter of fact, she was all the way at the end of her and Pocket's pasture, which is quite an improvement for her. And she's standing while eating. So I'm feeling much better about Peach's situation, and I think that she's just going to continue to improve. I am going to shut this door because Pocket's over here having her breakfast, and we want these two to be separated during that time. There's something on the other side of this door, right outside there, in that stall, that's been screaming. Of course, she's going to be quiet now that I come in the milk room. It's something that can't hear very well, but she makes up for it with her squeals. Any guesses on what that something is? Any guesses? I see you, big girl. You got to get down so I can come through and get you your wonderful breakfast this morning. You get rather quiet, except for your munching, once your breakfast does arrive. Don't you, girl? All right, enjoy. I'm going to get the rest of the crew fed.
Come on, my beautiful babies. Come on. All right, brother. All right, Mr. Willis. There you go, partner. There you go. Come on, Reska. Quit worrying about Maggie. Come on. Quit worrying about Maggie. There you go. All right, Mags. Come on, girl. Let's go. Come on, beautiful. Come on. Love that girl. Hang on. There's a little bit more in there. Hang on. Now.
All right, you two fellas. Y'all are up next. Anxiously awaiting. Yeah, it's coming. Y'all kind of make a mess. Just a little bit of a mess. All right. Got 3 goats that need to come in. Good job. All right, now I'm going to feed the outside crew. Now, this is the one that can't quite figure it out. And I have always given donkeys credit for being pretty intelligent, but I'm starting to question my thoughts. Every single day, it's the same routine. And you can see down there at the very end, standing outside the emu stall, are Honey and Jessie. And I don't know why they can't figure out that they're going to eat over here. They do it every single day. They usually have to hear me call them before they actually come to the bucket. Y'all are trying to show out today, aren't you? Trying to let everybody know that you are indeed intelligent, and I'm just making that up. And my grass on this area where I added the old hay is starting to come up a little bit. I don't know if it's showing up. I can't seem to. There's a little bit right there, and it's just a sprig here or there, so y'all just know that that's why that looks like that. I'm trying to grow some grass. We've definitely had enough rain. Okay, you two, enjoy your breakfast. I'm gonna go take care of 5 hungry cows. I knew I was gonna have quite a crew waiting on me. Look at their faces. Mildred's like, could you feed us already? Tater. Of course, Big Moody in the back. And little man's peeking around back behind Mildred.
Good morning, Pinky. Good morning, Pink. How you doing, baby?
Pocket's already done with her grain and made her way out into her pasture. So that means I can open Peach's gate and let her go. Good morning, Mr. Bramble. Aren't you beautiful? And then we got Miss Biscuit over here holding down the goat grain, the big stack of Kalmbach goat grain. And it looks like you guys and girls may be finished. Beautiful babies. Well, they're not so babies anymore, but they'll always be my babies. All right, Miss Peaches, you got finished up? You can head on out to the green grass if you choose to do so. I just gathered a basket of 20 beautiful eggs, and on my way out of the coop, I spotted something. Guess what? Another big feather. How about that? And I also think that I have an egg from one of my little cream leg bar hens. This is one of those right here. You can tell because she has that little tuft on the top of her head. They lay a beautiful blue egg, and I've been getting one that's a good bit smaller than the other ones. Let me show y'all. This is the egg that I'm thinking she laid. And I got one yesterday too, so I do believe it's about time. Now the black copper Marans shouldn't be too much further behind. I should start getting a darker brown egg, darker than what we're used to, any day now.
I actually thought about taking the horses for a little walk today, but we'll see. It's kind of warm. And I'll have to edit this video this evening, so I don't know, may not have time to do that, but if we can, we can. Right, girl? Come on, load up. Let's go check on Mama and see what she's got going on. Come on, load up. Atta girl. Atta girl. Yeah. And I hadn't even mentioned to Brooke what I want to do today. I haven't. So she's gonna be surprised. Yeah. Oh goodness. Speaking of, here she is right now. Look at there.
What do you think?
I need to put that in my hat.
You think?
Yeah. Is it Tommy?
Yep.
Yeah, I need to put old Tommy in my hat.
Not Tommy himself.
No, not Tommy himself. That's for sure.
I just showed it, but
Yeah.
I hadn't told you. I think our one of our cream leg bars has started laying. Got one yesterday too.
That's a blue egg.
It is, and they're a good bit smaller than what the other ones have been being.
Look at there.
So I think we've got, either this is the same hen as yesterday, or we've got two hens that have started laying.
That's awesome.
Yep.
That is awesome. Makes you happy, don't it?
Yeah.
You want to ride? You gonna walk?
I'm gonna walk.
Okay.
All the favorals were back outside. You know, they had made their way back in,
Right.
and now they're back out. So they know how to go in and out.
So they've adjusted well.
Yeah, they have, and that's a good sign when it comes to laying, because you know that sometimes you have new chickens that go outside and they don't ever come back in.
Right.
They don't come in to sleep at night.
Right.
They don't come in to lay in the nesting boxes, but they know how to go in and out. So,
That's good.
yeah.
Perfect.
Good thing.
I got something I want you to help me with today. It's nothing big, but I hadn't told you about it either.
What's that?
Well, I'll tell you in the barn.
Okay.
Hey, Holly. All right, so I've been telling you, and I've mentioned it to the Cog squad a few times in the past several months, and I've talked to you about it. And anyways, you know, the back area that I want to turn into a meadow/prairie. I think it'd be way too much and impossible for us to do that whole area at one time.
Okay.
I just don't see how we can do it. The
Okay.
ground's got to be disturbed. We got to wipe everything out, which
Yeah,
we
I
could
was
do.
wondering how you're going to do that.
We could burn, which was my plan, but I've been doing some research and I've been following some people that do this, and they do it another way where they can do it in sections
Okay.
and they tarp.
Oh, okay.
So the area that they want in a meadow, they'll tarp it out, and then this fall we'll pull the tarp back and we'll plant our native seeds.
So this is perfect timing.
This is perfect timing.
What about all the rocks back there?
I don't think it's going to matter. If I get a native seed blend,
It's going to come up.
it's going to come up.
Okay.
And then Mary Carl asked on one of the bird bandings, she talked to the state biologist, because that's what they do. And that's what they're encouraging and trying to
Sure.
get farms to do
Right.
in areas that's not being grazed or whatever. They're trying to get that native prairie, those native meadows back.
You know what else she taught me?
What's that?
And I did not know this.
What's that?
You may already know it. That they are trying to get people to be buried in prairies,
Really?
turn like cemeteries into prairies, so that area can't be disturbed because obviously it's a
Because it's
cemetery. So it can't be destroyed, it can't be
Interesting.
disturbed. So, you know, they're
Interesting.
trying to encourage people to start to want to be buried in prairie areas.
That's interesting.
I had no idea.
No idea
I
either.
don't know where this is, you know, happening
Right.
more so because I don't know about it in Alabama, but yeah, pretty smart. Pretty smart.
That is pretty smart. So I need to figure out what size, because I got several different size tarps.
I got to sneeze.
Bless you.
Probably not the last one.
So that's the one thing I need to figure out. And then I want to figure out, I need to walk over there and see what area I want to go ahead and start with first.
Okay.
And that would be the thing. Because number one, not only I think it'll be too much for us to do that whole area first,
Right.
but those seed mixes aren't cheap either.
No, they're not.
So it's not like we're buying a pack, a pound of zinnias, which
right.
is fairly inexpensive. This is native grasses and native wildflowers.
Something that will be there for a long period of time,
It'll keep-
therefore the cost is more.
Correct. And it's hard to harvest. It's not like, these seeds are usually coming from a biologist or someone in that field or it could be a seed saving company, is trying to keep that going, and they have to physically harvest
Hand harvest.
these seeds.
That's right.
So it's not
labor intensive.
Very labor intensive. So that's what I want to do.
You want a tarp today, or
I
you
want
want
to. I want a tarp today. I want to figure out where it won't go, and I want a tarp today, and start getting prepared for the future of that area back there. And we can just do a little section
maybe
at a time.
start towards the house.
That's what I think.
Start towards the house instead of starting at the bottom.
And we need to think about pathways, because I
Yeah.
want it where we can walk in it. And if we had to mow, we can run the mower through there, because that's what a lot of people
Well,
are
maybe
doing.
more than 4 foot then. Maybe we'll figure out the
Yeah.
width of our mower and
That's
do
what
it
they're
that
doing
way.
with their pathways, is they'll mow it.
Yeah.
Kind of like the one park we went to in Maine.
Oh, yeah.
They had mowed.
Well, you know, there was a place that we recently went to look at a grasshopper sparrow somewhere in North Alabama. I can't remember. Chickamauga was the name of the park, I believe. And it was untouched. There was an area of this, it was like a recreational ball field, but it was also a park.
Okay.
And it was absolutely untouched. Now, I don't know if it was native plants, but they did not touch it. You could tell they had not
I'm
cut
sure
it.
it was native plants.
They had not cut it in
Yeah.
years, and these sparrows, that's the only place in the state they live.
Yep.
Because they had to have that specific native plant,
Got you.
or native cut, where it didn't get
Right.
cut. It couldn't be cut. It may have been burned, but not cut year after year. And that's something we won't do. We
Right.
won't be cutting it.
We
you know.
won't be cutting it. We'll just
It'll
let it
grow up,
reseed
and
itself
it
over
won't
and
be
over and over
pretty
again.
for a while,
Right.
but that's what you got to go through to get to where you want to be. Well, I think that's a good idea. And I have some blocks down by the pond
Okay.
that we put there when we built it to try to slow some of the water
Yeah,
that was coming
yeah,
down.
yeah.
But there's enough grass now that it can slow it down. So I would like to move those blocks
Absolutely.
instead of, getting the block.
Yeah.
We're going to have more
Yeah.
blocks anyway, but use some of those blocks as well.
Okay. one announcement real quick for those that did not see the live stream and do not get our newsletter, our weekly email, our weekly newsletter. And that is, there is a Cog Hill Farm app for your smart device or your phone or whatever you call it. I call it a phone. Some people call them smart devices or even a tablet. But I will put links to the app stores in the comment section. It is free, completely free. We don't ask for any type of information or anything. So when you do click on our app, this is what it looks like right here. And you can see it's all us right here. Number one thing, and this is the main reason we built this app. I had so many, and I mean so many emails, messages, comments. I'm not getting notified. I'm not seeing your videos. I don't see your videos anymore. I used to see your videos on my homepage. All that, we started just like, man, I wish there was some way that we could notify people when a new video's out, when we're live. And that's when the idea of the app came about. And that's what this app is so great about. It's going to alert you as soon as a new video comes out. It will alert you as soon as we go live. You have to look right here though. If it's not on, you see Brooke and Mildred. If you look up under there, it says Farm Alerts. Be sure you have that turned on and you will get those notifications. Also, you'll get notified when we have restocked something. Say something's sold out and it's been restocked. A lot of y'all want to know when something's been restocked or there's new merchandise in stock. You'll get notified with that as well. And working on some stuff here and there with that also. This is a work in progress. We've gotten a ton of feedback from you guys. We are making some changes already. One being a spot that has all of our links and promo codes to it. Say like for Luberson, that's been a big one that you guys asked about. So we're going to put that section in there. You can watch all of our videos from here if you want to. You don't have to watch the videos from here, but you can. Also, we have the recipe section right here. There is a little, I don't want to say a glitch, but it's something that we are working on and we're going to get fixed. And that is on the recipe section. You can see all of our recipes here. And when you click on one, let's see, overnight oats. You click on it, you go, oh, it's not popping up. Well, it does pop up, y'all, but it's all the way at the bottom of the screen right there. So when you click on a new recipe, see it changes. So you have to scroll all the way down and we're trying to fix that and get that corrected. On here is the Cog Hill Farm Country store. And there's one more thing we saw that we're trying to get that fixed, and that will be fixed. So don't worry about that. We will update it. And that is, it's showing some of the older merchandise on there that's no longer available. But we'll get that squared away too. But the app is here. Completely free, doesn't cost you anything. If you're going somewhere and it's asking for personal information or costing something, you clicked on the wrong thing. And I will put the links to that app in the comments. So if you got an Apple phone, you want to go to the Apple link. If you got an Android phone, you want to go to the Android link. I will say this for people that have a Kindle. We are working on getting that included as well. We thank you guys so much. And this is a kind of a big deal for us and appreciate y'all more than you know. Y'all look at the barn swallows. They are everywhere. And we're pretty certain these are babies that hatched here this year. Which means they should keep coming back year after year after year. Come on, Holly. That a girl. That's my girl. All right. Big day. Big day. You up for it? So what kind of makes me excited and passionate about this new meadow area, several reasons that I want to do this. Number one, it's going to bring in so many natives, the native butterflies, the native moths, the native insects, the native pollinators, the native bees, birds, all that's going to thrive in this. Plus, once I get this established, it will basically take care of itself year after year after year after year. And we won't have to cut grass back there anymore. As it stands now, we're constantly having to cut grass back there. It's real, you know, rocky and gravelly, which also makes planting natives awesome because they can handle our climate, they can handle our weather, they can handle my soil, they can handle all that. And I don't have to worry about watering, I don't have to worry about any of that. So it's going to be a huge, huge part of our farm. I want to work as much as I can with nature itself. Hey guys, what's going on? Sim and crew. We're gonna get all these blocks up. Got some here, we got some over yonder. Yeah, we're gonna get them up. Look over here, you can see the duck gang over here chilling.
May I come up some?
No, you're good. I can't get those.
Hello?
They're too far in the ground. 5, 6, 7, 8. So just kind of even there, ain't it?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Kind of goes the other way though, when turning it around.
Yeah.
All right, and this goes this way.
Yeah. And then here's my mark right here. Yeah, this is a big enough area for us to work with. I'm glad we didn't do nothing bigger. It looks a lot bigger over here than it does in the garden spot.
Yeah. Reckon why?
I don't know.
All right, you want me to drive around there and come backwards and do that front row first?
Yeah. And we'll get the corners locked down too. You know, good thing the wind's not blowing.
Hush.
Also, the bad thing, the wind's not blowing.
Good answer.
Oh man, because it is warm. Holly decided she needed to stay inside, and I'm glad she did. All right, you're going on, you want to hit the corners? Let's get the corners. Let's put something on the corners, and then we'll come back and get the rest of them.
Well, I can drop them as I drive and meet you around there.
Okay. Y'all, this thing looks way bigger than the ones when we put it out. I don't know why. It's the exact same tarp we always use, but man, it looks massive over here. I guess maybe because we're so used to just seeing this ground on this side, I reckon. I don't know. It's just really crazy. how much bigger it looks over here versus it does in the garden spots. But this will get us started right here. We ended up moving it from where we originally wanted to put it because we know Mr. Jordan says he's gonna come fix our purple martin houses. And we do not want to, we won't be able to maintain those purple martin houses if we have to, without disturbing our new prairie. But yeah, we won't be able to get to this without disturbing anything per se. So that's why we're kind of moved it. But this is a start, and it's covered a lot more ground than I thought it was going to, which is also great. I'm excited. I'm so excited about this. Y'all have no idea how excited I am. This is something that I've been wanting to do on this farm for a long time, and I just didn't know where. I just didn't know how to get started. Now we got to go get some more blocks. Oh, I knew that was gonna be the hardest part, is putting the blocks out. The reason why I like the concrete blocks, because some may be wondering why I'm using concrete blocks, because they're heavy. And that's why I'm using them, because they are heavy. Typically these silage tarps, that's what this is called, silage tarps. And we got ours from Hoss Tools, and they'll cut it to length for you, I believe, or they used to. Now I know they got them pre-measured, but if you need something, you could call them, and I'm sure they would cut it to length for you. But silage tarps, because they're UV treated, that's what makes this different than a normal black plastic that like concrete people use. Those are not UV treated. This is UV treated. It comes with sandbags. I don't like the sandbags. I'm just gonna be honest with you. I do not like the sandbags. They dry rot. They're not weather resistant. They'll break open. Weeds will start growing in them. Ants will build ant nests in them. I just don't like that. And they don't hold the tarp down like in a storm, in my opinion. I like the concrete blocks. That's been, for me, works better than anything. And we had so many concrete blocks on this property when we bought it. So I didn't buy any of this. This was already here. We just gathered them all up and put them in one area. Not for sure how many trips we're gonna have to make. Maybe one more. Maybe one more, we'll be done. We're hoping this is the last load. I think it is though. I think we should be able to make this work. All right, Brooke, got it done.
Got it done.
You know what I foresee? I foresee some scavenger hunting in our foreseen future, looking for some native flowers growing on the side of the road, where
You think?
we'll just,
Where they go to seed and
we'll cut the heads off of them and put them in some bags.
good idea.
Plus we're going to order some too, but yeah,
Yeah.
definitely gonna be looking around for some wild stuff growing on the side of the road. Now, always be, what word am I looking for, Brooke? Don't go take all of it. That's not what we're gonna do. We're just gonna cut a few seed heads here and there. We're not gonna pull up everything we see. We're gonna leave some. We, always say, leave it like you never been there.
That's right.
And that's what we're gonna do. Whew.
A little warm, isn't it?
It's a little warm. I like it though. All right.
Well, I'm gonna take these down there and put them behind the old barn.
Okay. And then you asked me, should we till it first? And again, my research is no, we're not gonna till it. Now, when we pull it back we've talked about buying an aerator, and we may aerate this spot and then throw the seeds out. But they're saying don't till, don't put any compost out there, don't put any manure out there, because that's probably got some seeds in it that you don't want. We're trying to get away from pasture grasses. We want native prairie, native meadow, that style, or that's what we're hoping for, trying to get back here. I don't know how long it's going to take us. I started thinking on the way up that road right there, that whole side would be pretty in wildflowers, wouldn't it?
On the left side where we worked the road?
Yep.
Yeah, it would.
Just something, you know, in the future.
Right.
How pretty that would be in wildflowers over there.
At least it's not washing.
No,
That's one
great.
step.
Yeah, it's doing good. Wildflowers and native grasses on that side would be beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Hot dog. Thank you. Appreciate you. Y'all remember those profusion zinnias we planted several weeks ago? Y'all check them out now. Look at them. Look at, they are a bushing zinnia. Look how that one little plant has bushed out. Look at that. And look at the blooms on it right there. Oh my goodness. These do make a great border plant. I could see why that was suggested. You can see that one right there. I think I got some more right down here I want to show y'all. This one's got an orange bloom on it, so they're all different colors right there. But how about that? A bushing zinnia. That's pretty awesome. What are y'all fussing at? I think we got two fledglings, or one fledgling and one parent over mockingbirds. But I just had to show you guys that right there. Appreciate you hanging out with me, Brooke, helping us get that tarp out and listen to us talk about our dream meadow or our dream prairie back there behind the house. I cannot wait. Super excited about it. Really, really am. Appreciate y'all to the moon and back. Y'all be sure to check out our free app. And again, we'll do updates and make changes as you guys make suggestions. We love y'all. Catch you on the next one. Y'all be good.